So changers, in this video we will explain how to write call options using your time frame balance of the change tokens and how to cancel the call options as well. So if you have watched one of the previous videos on how to time frame your change tokens, you will be able at this moment to have a time frame balance on the change token, right? And with our new launch of the options module, then any user is able to write call options starting with their time frame balance, which means that in order to write call options, then first you have to time frame that asset. So, in this video, we'll just tackle the change token, writing the call options for the change token, but the process is going to be the same for any other asset which is supported into our options module, which at this stage, as we speak, there are 37 assets we will support for the options module. You can find all those assets on our official channels like Twitter, Medium, and so on. So let's see how to write call options starting from the time frame change tokens. So previously we have time framed 100 change tokens. There were some other time framed change tokens on this account. So basically, if we go to the change asset details, we can see that there are different types of balances. You are already used with a spot balance. This is the spot balance under this account. This is the futures balance in the form of time framed change tokens. So there are 213 time frame change tokens with the maturity date of the end of the year. And there is also a call options balance. We will get here a little bit later, and we'll also explain the call options and the put options balance under asset details in the next video. So far, again, just to recap it, we are going to write call options starting from our previously time-framed change tokens, which means that previously the user had to use the earn module to time frame the token, and then we will write the call options now. So we go to the asset details under the change token. We scroll to the futures balance, in which we see 200 plus time frame change tokens. And then we click the three dots. This is a way to write it, because in this pop-up the user will be able to perform a couple of operations. Send, as you already know, you can liquidate your time frame balance in the DEX, and then we have right now we have activated the write call options. So this is an entry point. This is one way to write it, and there is another way. If you go to the banking, then we have added here the build your own derivatives section, which allows the user to have a couple of quick links around options, like trading the options, which will lead the user to the DEX, writing call or put options, which will lead the user to the corresponding flow, exercise the call options or the put options. So this is another entry point for you to access the writing part of the call options. But let's start from the asset details. So you have to go to the asset details of the token, click the three dots under the futures balance, because any call option or put option can be written only from the time framed balance. So this is important to remember. If you want to write a call option, for example, then you have to go to the futures balance, click the three dots, and then you see the option, you see the action item to write call options. Let's click it. And now the user is got here to the write call options screen, in which by default, if you start from the change token, of course, the drop down will be pre-filled, but you can also select any other asset if you want. But just for the sake of the flow, we are going to write change call options. We see that for the change call options, we have an exercising due date, which is also the end of the year, just let's make a difference between the maturity date and the exercising due date. The exercising due date, it's, as it says the name, the exercising due date for the call option you are going to write. We also have an exercising price of $0.16, and more information of what exercising price means for the options can also be found on our Medium article. So I kindly and highly advise you to read them as well, and also watch the videos we launched recently on YouTube. And then, it's very simple. The user has to input the amount they want to write, right? And underneath the input field, we see a couple of information here, which is pretty important to check it. There is a minimum amount we ask users to write. So basically, in the case of the change call options, you will not be able to write less than 10 change tokens, change call options. For FSN, it's one FSN call option. This is the minimum amount. For BNB, it's 0.01. For Bitcoin, it's 0.001. So basically, each asset has a minimum amount of call options which can be written. If you input a smaller amount, then you will not be able to proceed. You will just get an error message, and pretty much that's it. So let's in this case try to write 10 change call options, which is actually the minimum amount to write. And then underneath we get some extra information, which is the rate between a call option, in this case change call option, and the time frame changes. It's 1:1, and this ratio is going to be available for any other parity. So always the ratio between a call option and the time frame asset for which we write the call option is going to be 1:1. We also see the time frame change balance, and we will see how many time frame change tokens will be used to write the 10 change call options. So just to recap it, we want to write change call options. We want to write 10 of them. The ratio between change call options and the time frame change token is 1:1. So if we write 10 change call options, then we will use 10 time framed changes from the balance. And then this is also an important thing for you to read. There is some extra information here, saying that the options can be canceled anytime before they are sold on the market. I advise you to read all this information. And of course, if there are questions, most of them are already answered in our Medium channel articles, YouTube videos, and just feel free to hop into the Telegram group to ask more if it's not clear. So let's go further. We want to write our call options for change. We want to write 10 change call options. We move forward. We sign the transaction, and then we get the order confirmation. We have to wait a little bit for the order to get completed. So as you can see here, you have used 10 of the time frame changes for writing 10 change call options. And as you can see, there are different icons. So we used iconography to explain this in a more visual way. For the time frame line, we have the old clock icon, which you're probably already used if you use the earn module so far. And then for the written call options, then we have a new icon which represents the option. So basically this tree branch here icon represents the option. So wherever you see it in the app, you should know that it's about options. So the transaction should be completed by now. So just remember, we have written 10 change call options. We go back to our balance, And basically those 10 change call options are visible already under the written balance, right? So this is a new added section under the asset details. You have been already used with the spot balance, with the futures balance, but now we also have the call options balance, and of course we also have the put options balance. If the user is writing put options, they will be able to see it here. In this example, we don't have any put options, we only have call options. So we just wrote 10 change call options at the current price of $0.10 with the exercising due date the end of the year, and the exercising price being a little bit higher at $0.16. So yeah, we have 10 change call options here. And then if you go to the three dots under the written balance of your change call options, as you can see, there are a couple of options of actions you can do. Sending, it just leads you to the payment module. You can send these call options to an address, or you can send them to a friend. So this is another interesting and pretty innovative way for Change to approach the options. I don't think it's available anywhere else for people to send like these call options or put options. Like, it's just a couple of taps away. You can send it to anyone, but this is not necessarily the scope of the video. We just get back here. We said we have the send action item. We have the option. We have the action for the user to sell the call options. If you do it, then you will be sent to the options DEX, where the sell tab is already selected, change is already selected, and then you can choose how much you wanna sell. And then the last option which we are interested in is to cancel the call options. So we have 10 change call options written, but we want to cancel, let's say, 5 of them. So just to recap it, you click the three dots under the written balance under the call options. You tap on the cancel call option and let's say that we want to cancel 5, right? So change call options is already selecting the drop down. Then the user only has to input the amount they want to cancel. We want to cancel 5 from the balance of 10. And when the user is canceling a call option, they will get in return the time framed asset, the time frame change token in this case. So again, the ratio is 1:1. If we cancel 5 change call options, let's move forward inside the transaction. Yeah, we have to wait a little bit to be completed. You can see here we canceled 5 change call options and we received 5 time framed change tokens. We just wait a little bit. It should be ready in a couple of seconds. Yeah, it's completed. We go back. Let's check it out. We go back to the change asset details. And then, you see the written balance of the call options, of the change call options is now 5 because we canceled 5 call options. And the futures balance of the time frame change token increased. We previously had 203, now we have 208. So it's pretty simple to do it. Just to remember, and I repeat again, if you want to write call options for any asset, the starting point is the futures balance. You cannot write call options from the spot. You cannot write call options from any other place. It's just the futures balance. So one entry point is the asset details futures balance section, 3 dots, click on the right call options. If you want to go even faster, then you just go to the banking, click on write call options, and then you just select the asset you want to write call options for. The process is the same. It's just different entry points for different user needs, and that's it. Yeah, so this is the way you can write call options for any asset. We support 37 assets, and this is the way you can cancel the call options, the written call options you previously written, right? So pretty simple. Just feel free to ask questions, hop into Telegram. Thank you so much.